guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Tanya from Baby Jador. For those who are subscribed, thank you, and for those who are new, welcome. We are here to talk about feeding essentials. So Trey is about 7.5 months, so he's going to be 8 months at the end of the month. And we started introducing purees to him at 6 months. Before I start, I do want to make sure that you guys check with your pediatricians first before you introduce any type of food other than breast milk or formula. Our pediatrician actually recommended, or suggested rather, that we give him food as early as 4 months, more so to develop his sense of taste. It was also developmentally recommended because, you know, for the last 4 months, 6 months, all he did was basically, you know, either took a bottle or breastfed, depending on if I was with him or not. And so, you know, his mouth movement is different when he breastfeeds versus when he is actually eating with the spoon. So he actually said we can start as early as 4 months. I personally didn't feel comfortable, or maybe it's because there was a little fear of mine, being that I breastfeed when I'm with him. I was afraid that he didn't want to breastfeed anymore, or that he would, you know, no longer be interested. But, you know, that's just a fear. There is no such thing. I mean, you know, we're 8 months in and he's still breastfeeding. So if you do have that fear, fear not. Your child should not want to stop breastfeeding. I think breastfeeding is such a beautiful thing. And once you have that going, really and truly, your child will let you know when he's over it. But for us, in our case, he's still breastfeeding. He eats and then we breastfeed. So we have a whole routine set up, and I am glad to say that introducing purees or semi-solid foods hasn't changed anything in terms of breastfeeding. So like I said, ask your doctor when is the best time to introduce any type of food other than breast milk or formula. All right, so let me just kind of backtrack a little bit and show you guys what we have used and what we're using, and then we'll continue on and go from there. So first things first is I really did a lot of research in terms of like what recipes that I could introduce to Trey, how to get his food ready, because you know it's different from breast milk to breast, etc. Breast milk is a one-stop shop. You pump the milk, you give it to him in a bottle, we're done. But with introducing, you know, purees and semi-solid foods, there's like a plethora of recipes. And this book I actually put on my registry and I got it. And it's called The Big Book of Organic Baby Food by Stephanie Middleburg. And it is absolutely lovely. It's super easy to read. The images are beautiful. I mean, this is the Big Book of Organic Baby Food. Now, I will say that not all my produce that I purchase are organic. Like my tomato, my carrots are, my squash is, and I'm trying to remember a few more items. But other than that, like none of them, not all of them rather, are organic. So, you know, please don't fret. Please don't think that you have to go all organic. And if that's your thing, that's your thing. You know, kudos to you. But I use this book because I think it's just a great resource. The recipes are easy to make. And she breaks it up in different stages. So like there's stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. And currently we're at stage 2, almost moving on to stage 3. So stage 2 is basically like purees and stuff like that. And then stage 3 is like semi-purees. So like you want to make it a little bit more textured. So I really enjoy this book, and I would truly recommend it. As far as sitting and like where do we feed him, etc. So at 6 months, we use the bumbo seat. So we use the bumbo seat, and we literally place this either on the dinner table or on the floor. What worked best for us was on the dinner table, so we just placed it in the bumbo seat, and then we would feed him with that. It's super cute, super convenient. I mean, you can put him on the counter and never leave them unattended. But this is super cute. The tray is removable. You can just, you know, slide it in really quickly. And then this thing is also removable too. It has straps. So I really love this little thing for introducing feeds in the beginning. Now that he's like almost 8 months, we went ahead and purchased a high chair for him, so that's where he mostly sits. But he can still fit in the bumbo seat, and I just placed like a few snacks in front of him, and you know, he can still eat. So we've definitely used that, but we didn't use it like a long period of time. We used it maybe like a month or so. Okay, now moving on to spoons. So we did try a few different spoons. I did put some on my registry and I ended up getting a lot of them. My cousin had a lot of spoons too from her daughter from a while back that she never used, so I did get a lot of spoons from her. The main brands that we are currently using is Newbie, and the other one is Munchkin. So I like these because the mouth is not really big. I have other spoons that we'll use later when Trey's a little bit older. The mouth is wider, so it makes it so difficult for him to, to get all that food and, to minimize the mess. So these are the two brands that I'm using, the Newbie and the Munchkin. And they come in a variety of colors. So far these have worked for us. I mean, he just eats. I think my son just really enjoys eating, so whatever I use to feed him, I think he'll just go ahead and eat. In the beginning, we use this little thing and I think it's so adorable. It is called the Boon. We got it on Amazon. So it's this little thing. I don't know if you can see it like this. And we use this in the beginning. So I would chop up a small piece of banana and I would put it in the container right here. And I guess it's made out of silicone. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. It's really chewy, obviously made out of some type of plastic rubber thing. Don't get me lying. I'm sure it's BPA free. I wouldn't have bought it. And so it's really soft. It has little holes in it. So I would literally cut a piece of fruit. So I would put a banana in it and I would just push it like so. And then like this. And he would just chomp on it and the food would come out the little holes. Now I absolutely love this because when you're introducing feeds to a child, your biggest fear is what? Choking, right? This little thing is awesome. So it gives you the security that you need, knowing that your child will not choke on the food because the holes are really small. And on top of that, it's a perfect teether. So kudos to whoever invented this. I love it. I think it's super cute. Now that Trey's older, I mean, we really haven't used it. I'm sure I can still use it, put a piece of banana in it, but like he's older where I can like cut up bananas and he can just eat them on his own. And this thing is amazing. This is called a Boon skirt. A Boon skirt? I'm sorry, this is called a squirt spoon, I guess. So we haven't used this because again, I think Trey just, we lucked out. Trey really, okay, so the next item is absolutely genius. I really wish I invented it. I could have went on Shark Tank with this product. I'm sure this person did. It's absolutely genius. So my biggest fear, or not fear, but for a lot of parents, I'm sure feeding is very dreadful when you have to like clean up the mess. This thing is amazing. So what it is, it's a spoon, as you can see, and then you just unscrew it. You put your food in here, you screw it back on, and then you just squirt, hence the name of the brand. You squirt and there's a little hole that comes here, and then once the spoon is in the mouth, you just squirt the food. That really minimizes the amount of mess that can happen during dinner or lunchtime. I mean, this thing is amazing. I just absolutely love it. The spoon is not too big, so it really fits for like a 6-month-old, even a 4-month-old mouth. I absolutely love it. It's called Boon Squirt. I love it. I really do. So kudos to who kudos to who invented this. I really love it. Actually, this might be a different brand. This is called Squirt and this is called Boon. So either or, I don't know if it's the same brand. Oh yeah, Boon Squirt. So it's the same thing, different colors. I absolutely love this. This is absolutely genius. Like I said, the amount of mess from using this to this is it's not comparable. It's just not. Now that he's older, I really don't use this because he's such a hungry baby that he just eats up everything, and so we don't use it. But this is perfect for like beginning feeds. On to bibs now. So I think I got my bibs, and I know I got my bibs from TJ Maxx or Marshalls. And what we're using and what I'm loving right now is this little bib. So we have two actually, like this. And then it has a little thing right here. And it says Perfect Gentleman. And the brand is, I don't know, it just says HB on here. So I'm not sure. But I love it because there's a little trap right here. And it's super easy to clean. and I absolutely love it. And it's made out of, let me see what it's made out of. It says wash before use, wipe clean with damp cloth and mild soap, do not iron, boil, or microwave. All right, it doesn't say what it's made out of, but I'm sure it's BPA free. I'm gonna bought it. Anyways, I love this. Super easy to clean, catches like the crumbs. Love, love, love. And then we also use these little guys, which I know I got from Marshall's, and as you can see, it's, you know, used. This is from, let me see who this is from. This is from Cuddly, and we like these. You know, they're just regular bibs, you know, real regular. Here you go. And then when he eats, he just catches the food here. Oh my God, this is tight. So we really like these. So we don't use the cloth bibs to feed because it just stains and it's just a mess. I think this is genius. This little material is awesome, and this is BPA free as well. And the same, you know, care instruction: hand wash, warm, do not bleach, do not flat iron, obviously. Okay, moving on to the containers now. So the containers that I've used for Trey and his feedings, we have a variety. So we have used Nook, and this is 2 different colors, but the kit came with 4 or 5 different bowls, and they all had lids, and it's from Nook, and we absolutely love this because initially we just had like plain old bowls, which these are it, and these are from Munchkin. This is great if you know that your kiddo is going to finish the food. If you're at home and you just want a bowl to feed them, this is actually a perfectly fine bowl. But I love these because in the morning when I'm getting ready to go to work, I put a few cubes of food in here and I leave it in the fridge, and it's covered. I know it's protected, it's sealed, and we're ready to go. And so actually in here, there's oatmeal for tomorrow morning. Absolutely love it. I love the colors, they're bright, and I love the lids. As far as actually getting food ready for him when I meal prep, we have been using Green Sprouts containers. So yeah, and then just regular ice cube trays, and I love this. This has a lid on it, so when it's covered, I feel like it stays fresher, I guess, in the freezer. And I got these. It came in a pack of 2, and I got them at Target. All right, so the next container that I do use on top of the ice trays and the Green Sprout containers are these little guys, and they are from XOXO. No, OXO. And I got these at Bye Bye Baby. So we actually have 2 different sizes. I'm trying to see if there's a size on here. A bigger size. These also come in a smaller size if you want. So we actually have the 2 formats. These are perfect because again, they come with a lid, so no worries about, leaking or anything like that. And they're also good for later on when your kiddo becomes a toddler. You can throw some snack in there and throw this in your bag and call it a day. I think that those are really, really awesome. All right, guys, so I think I pretty much ran through like all the products that we use. I do want to say though, I do have a, guys, so that's pretty much it. But before you go, I do want to show you guys that this is my mom hack. So instead of going up and down and looking for bibs, I just put a command hook in our cabinet where all of Trey's feeding stuff is, and all the bibs are right there. And I've seen on Pinterest like people put like a hook behind the feeding chair too. I mean, that's a great place obviously to put a bib, but we just put it here because we're always opening up that cabinet door to get a spoon or bowl or what have you. And so, Eric, the dad, is never looking for a bib. He's never asking me for a bib. He knows where they are. They're plain sight. So I think it's just a great mom hack. The other thing too, like I said, make sure you speak to your pediatrician before you introduce food to your kiddos. Make sure you follow the guidelines because, one of the things that can happen with introducing foods too early on or the wrong type of food too early on, there's a high risk of choking hazards, etc., etc. So that's a whole other topic, but those would be my 2 recommendations, and then really enjoy it. I definitely, like I said, was scared in the beginning. I thought Trey was gonna shy away from the breast, but he hasn't. We are still nursing very beautifully, and enjoy the process. It's amazing how kids are so in awe when they discover their little tongue and what they prefer, what they don't prefer. So just enjoy the process, and I hope this video has helped you. And yeah, so So that's pretty much it. All right, guys, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend.